So in the video, again, Evan is told to stop resisting as he's being pushed to the ground. An official on the scene said he was being detained for resisting arrest, and he was later charged with resisting arrest instead of disorderly conduct. From what you can see in the video, do you believe that's an accurate depiction, or are there other factors that need to be considered here? I know you talked about some holes in the video as well earlier.
Well, right. There's that missing piece. And then think about this. Put yourself in Evan's position. He just got pushed back. Now, again, Harris would say that he felt he was threatened, but put yourself in Evan's position. He just gets pushed back. He's surrounded by officers. They're all telling him to leave. The building supervisor comes over to tell him to leave. Why are they telling him to leave? Was it because he was too loud during the live shot? Is it because he is refusing to comply at this point? Is he still, in their opinion, becoming disorderly? And that becomes the question of why they felt the need to do it. Look, I can take this video from a prosecutor's point of view and use it to my advantage, and I can use it as my advantage to the defense, because my defense, if I was representing Evan, would be he had a right to be there. He was trying to talk calmly. They're the ones who started the physical contact. They weren't listening to him, and he wasn't trying to get away. And that would be my take if I was representing Evan and trying to see this. But this is a video that I think that can be used both by prosecutors and defense, even if it gets there. Okay, let me just say that too. I would be surprised if these charges aren't dropped, given a lot of different considerations and factors here. But having seen this and having seen what the statements put out by officers, could prosecutors move forward? Sure. Again, I don't know if a court or a jury would agree with them, though.
Got it. So Ohio Governor Mike DeWine was on NewsNation Live yesterday with Marnie Hughes. We have a clip of that.
Well, look, I mean, I think we would like to see this whole thing go away. What I don't know is, again, all the facts. And, it's not fair for me. It's not fair for me, to the police, or to the reporter involved, or to anyone else who was involved to, comment on that, because I don't know the facts.
So if Governor DeWine wants this to just go away, as he said, can he excuse the charges? Do you think the reason why he hasn't so far is because he's waiting to hear, quote, all the facts, as he mentioned in that interview?
Well, I think so, because we're still learning all the facts from the footage. Look, Governor DeWine's in a very interesting position. Governors in general, they don't necessarily want to get involved in the prosecutor's office. He's a former prosecutor. You understand that, right? You want the prosecutor's office to make those determinations. Having said that, this attention to this story has transferred just from a legal story to a political story. And I think right now, Governor DeWine has to say, do I want to get involved in this or do I not? I believe, given the gravity of the situation, given this situation, it shouldn't have got to this point. I think it's going to ultimately be dropped. But having said that, the fact that they felt justified to do this in front of so many cameras, the fact that they're still pursuing charges, the prosecutor's office they had a full day and didn't say they're going to drop it. It's not clear exactly what their plan is going to be. But I think if I had to take a guess, Governor DeWine might wait a little bit to learn more of the facts and maybe hear more of the accounts from the people involved.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.